direction. Whereas for Team Hawk, they're on their own. And what do you do in this situation, right? If you're a team that you just don't happen to have a coach or an analyst, but you have to play these matches, how different is that dynamic going to be?
Well, I mean, you're going to have to treat it like every other type of tournament. You're going to have to play the games whether you like it or not. The most you can do is play at your best. And I think at least with Team Hawk, with the two newer members of both Zai coming in, as well as their new gold laner as well, there's definitely a lot of improvement that can be made as they prepare for the upcoming MPL NY season.
We did see Zai play yesterday in Game 2 against See You Soon, but unfortunately, that didn't really change too much, right? I think the problem inherently for that series wasn't in Zai in that mid lane. It was just the XP lane getting absolutely gapped. I mean, it was a Benedetta, right? Phoenix completely crushed the entire game. You also had Boxy on the Franco. I think Team Hawk was also a team that did have Franco in the back of their mind, right? When they considered the bans, it was second phase ban for them on day one. Wonder if heading into this, are they prepared for Bigatron Beta?
Yeah, I don't know whether... I mean, because there's not a lot of, like, space to go back to scrims and start practicing all over again, right? Because, again, it's day after day, day in, day out. You play your series, you move on to the next round, so on, so forth. And, again, it's not like you can plan those scrims accordingly. Majority of these teams usually wait until later into the night where people are free to play your scrims.
I'm going to sidetrack a little bit. I think we should have a little contest and involve all of our fans watching from all the regions. I want them to let us know which team has the best background.
Which
Esports so far takes the cake because they have those RGB lights.
They got the RGB lights, I will admit. I do like the clean, big logo. Like, you know, one table, Team Hawk's got that big logo in the background to kind of promote the team. I do like that, but we need a little bit more spice.
Oh, Kadita and Yi, first two bans by Bigatron Beta, that itself is already something that, you know, a breath of fresh air. You know, we've seen so much Fanny, so much 1-1, so much Farmers and Glue, Kadita in the conversation even. I mean, does Team Hawk go for the Kadita? We have not seen it so far.
Yeah, we haven't seen it yet out of them. And then again, we don't know Zai's entire hero pool as well, so that's a big question mark too. But it's obvious that Bigatron Beta are positioning themselves to pick up Farsa within the early phases of this draft. Now, Team Hawk, they respond by getting rid of the meta picks, getting rid of the Wan, getting rid of the Joy, nothing too out of the ordinary.
What is Team Hawk willing to give up? I think that is the question. Again, Novaria is open for these teams to play if they want to. The third ban, I believe it's going to be Franco, because I hear the Franco.
You hear the voice line.
I hear the voice line. That's a Franco ban.
The chills down your spine, the hairs on your forearms, but no, that's the Kaja.
What? That's not Franco's voice line?
We heard a Franco voice line. Where it came from, don't know.
That's a Franco voice line, right? Like, I am 100% sure Kaja doesn't sound like that.
You don't know. Maybe you were just listening to the voice lines on a different language.
What? I'm seriously confused. No, that's Franco. I can hear it in my dreams. Okay, that's the. There it is. That's the Franco band. All right, now it makes sense.
It just came out just a little bit later here, but it's expected to at least see the suppressions go off the table. What else is available here? The Pharmacist as well as the Glue seem like a pretty good shot, but who knows? Bigatron Beta, you know, after all the opinions that we've been getting about Novaria, maybe they get to lock it in, or maybe they're just unaware that it's legal now.
we know that there are some teams who are unaware. For example, the funniest thing was Archive saw both Novaria banned in both games. They're like, we're not safe because
it's not our problem. We're still gonna win it.
Region by region, it unlocks for MY first because we think we needed more.
I can understand if like the Indonesian teams aren't aware of the legalization. I'm gonna change my words there. Okay. Legalization implies something a lot worse. But the fact that it's legal to play Novaria, I would imagine that Indonesia would be a little bit behind only because of the time zones, and that's about it.
1 hour, right?
Yeah, just 1 hour later, they're like, oh, it's available. Okay, got you.
We lost the series because of time zone difference.
Time zone difference.
Can you imagine? Let's say the embargo lifts at like 4 p.m. right? GMT plus 8, and for them it will be 3 p.m. right? GMT plus 7. 4 p.m. Yeah, GMT. Yeah. So their opponents pick Novaria, and they're like, and they are not allowed to pick it because they haven't reached the.
Or when they were informed, there's like it's going to be legal at 5 o'clock, and everybody looks at their time and they're like, yup.
I don't even know if I got the time zones right, but you get the idea.
You get the idea. You get the idea here. It looks like it's going to be a bit of a redraft, I would assume, for both these teams.
I'm going to channel that Monster Energy Ultra Go to look into that phone. It's still on the hero selection screen. I just can't see what hero.
Have you been on dialysis with Monster Energy drink? Because that's what's been going on.
Hey, look, man.
Gotta do what you gotta do, right?
The future is now.
The future is now. What was the conversation like talking to the nurse during your dialysis? You're just sitting there and she's like, "Is that Monster Energy drink?" And you're like, "Yes, yes, it is."
Yes. You know, just like my PC needs a graphic card. I need a driver update for my liver. You know,
so
my kidney.
It's an install. It's a plugin.
Yeah, it's a plugin. That's DLC. You know?
Yeah, it's just like downloading more RAM for your PC.
Oh,
it's just the same thing.
Basically that. It takes a while to get used to.
A bit of an adjustment period, you know.
Yeah.
It's like a liver.
It's as close as I can to get to the Hulk. I don't know if that even works, but we'll find out in due time.
I'll let you know if your skin turns green, okay? Don't worry about it. I got you covered. Man. Waiting for this draft. There it is. We're already back into it. It looks like we get into the second phase here. Oh, wow. The first phase is already finishing up pretty quick. Second phase bans the Carrion as well as the Mincetar, Claudin as well as the Edith. We do see the Lapu Farmist as well as the Lancelot for Team Hawk and lock-in of Beatrix at the very end, passing the priority over to Bigatron Beta. That is going to be the Arlette Valentina as well as the Fredrin, and now looking to finish their comp.
The glue will be ignored for this game number 1. It's oddly surprising, right? Because Team Hawk also, they went for the Lancelot Farmist. Well, then again, there's a Farmist on the enemy team. What else is left on the table for Marksman? Melissa's next in line for sure. Melissa is Brody, right? Remaining.
Looking at the bans one more time so I don't miss anything out. Yeah, with the Beatrix already gone, the Melissa isn't too bad for the side of Bigatron Beta because at the very least they know that that Team Hawk don't have an artillery mage. I think that the Lapu Lapu into the Arlette matchup isn't that bad because as soon as you have anti-CC, the Demon Mark disappears and you don't get that reset on the Vengeance.
At least we know that these two players, the phone screen facing the camera, have picked their heroes. I believe the Grok was also picked up by Bigatron Beta as their 4th pick.
4th pick Grok. 4th pick Grok as well as Brody.
Yeah, so it is the Brody, and I believe Team Hawk went for the Diggy last pick.
Man, your eyesight is really, really good. I thought, you know, the Bigatron members that have their phones facing the camera, they've got some chunky fingers there. I can barely see past it.
Hey, now you know why MLBB put that bolster in front of the camera yesterday. Because I'm leaking that draft.
Hey, look, you're just not wearing glasses, man.
Monster Energy.
Oh yeah, that's true. That is true. You know what? Maybe hook me up with that dialysis for Monster Energy drink.
Regarding the glasses part, you know, they say hindsight is always 20/20.
don't you dare! As we get back into the game, I'll get you back on that one. BTR going to be on the blue side. BTR Beta up against Team Hawk on the red side. We get to see the full draft here, and Min is going to be closing things out with the Diggy. Now, the Diggy is great because we do see the Grok on the side from Odysseys, and hopefully that doesn't really hurt them because it's very important that the early game falls into the hands of Team Hawk, especially for the gold laners.
But normally we've been seeing Grok when there's an artillery mage, but in this case, Team Hawk, they don't have the conventional artillery mage, but what is this Grok's function in this game?
Well, let's keep in mind that the hitbox for Grok's Wild Charge is really big when he collides with a wall, so ideally knowing that Team Hawk is going to group up together with the Diggy and as well as that Farmist, they're going to try and chunk them out as much as they can, but it has to be a counter engage.
Min is going to get the pullback onto Zip, but Audi showing this massive damage, just guard with the first blood coming in from the pizza.
Okay, very interesting. Is the Rashi solo Lola?
The heal up, the stun, the Rashi almost getting the outplay. My goodness, this guy.
The dash didn't do
Gary should be able to kill him.
Yeah,
no
he's
Demon
got
Rush
that.
this time.
Oh, good play coming in from Lola. Redemption. He might be able to. Oh, he might trade out here. He gets the shield reset, ends up still falling anyways.
Gary able to complete the recall, thankfully.
Oh,
Some close shaves early on.
very, very close shaves, as a matter of fact. But the kill ended up into Danny QT's hands. Let's see if it's going to influence the mid lane at all. But notice that Team Hawk, they're moving the Diggy away from that bottom side, and Grok is looking to match, especially when you need a cover for the mid lane.
Nice. instantly just blow up that mid wave. Bigatron Beta on the turtle already. It's gonna be hard for Gary to contest this with Justgar having that level advantage over Team Hawk. They are bring in extra members. They have the time journey to work with also Bigatron Beta. Should secure this, no problem. Final Slash is also used by the side of Bigatron. Team Hawk piling in on the numbers, but just couldn't do enough damage. Lola gets knocked up, and he's gonna go down to DanQT. Zai forced to run away.
And this is the exact situation that Bigatron Beta was hoping for, that Team Hawk blow all of their ultimates here, and Odyssey was just waiting to use that wall charge, but as soon as it times out, instantly he's going back into the fight.
Without a time journey, it is basically a death sentence. Now, anticipating a potential dive, it's gonna fall back. Getting help from Min also, but Bigatron Beta, just like that, I think a 1,000 gold lead just 3 minutes in.
Yeah, the snowball has already started for the side of Bigatron Beta, and this is the scary part, right? They're already at least 1.1k ahead of Team Hawk, and if this escalates even further, Justgar is forever going to be ahead of Gary in terms of EXP.
Taking chip damage also. This purple buff getting reset. Just pulled, even though it makes a full detour just to spike Gary.
Yeah, and the worst part is that Justgar walks up, and he also has his retribution available. I don't know if Gary can take this.
Yeah, just no way. Just way too hard to contest. He's 2 levels up, Gary.
Yeah.
This is not the start you want as a Lancelot.
It's hard to come back from that one. It really is, unless Bigatron Beta make a significant mistake. In the meantime, though, Min is going to be farming up that Avarice as much as he can with the auto alarm bombs. Lola, honestly, not doing too bad. I will say he got done kind of dirty in that team fight, but then again, Team Hawk probably will address it.
Zai taunted back and terrified, stuck in the wall, and they will make a tombstone out of those.
Can't do anything about that. And Zai, he didn't even want to use his ult. Even if he did use his ult, there is a little bit of a channel time. He would have died before it even activated, so nothing much he can do there. Looks like he's going to have to farm his stacks all over again.
I think Shadow Stampede would also have timed out, right? He would still get like spit back out by the wall itself. Justgar would take this orange buff, no problem. Maintaining the 2-level lead ahead of Gary. I mean, this is brutal for Team Hawk. They will not get any objectives.
Yeah, he has so much EXP on his side, and unfortunately for Gary, there's nothing much that he can really do about this, right? The lane swaps have already happened. The neutral objective is going to get contested for by the EXP laners.
We'll clear the wave on top side as Bigatron Beta. Well, they have drawn some attention to top, so when Justgar, he will work on this turtle, no problem.
Yep, no, he doesn't care. He just wants to keep putting Lancelot behind. Gary is just having no space to play.
Just choosing the retribution, right? Like, what are you gonna do? Try to get turtle?
I think that's the idea. Bigatron Beta know that they're ahead of the game. They have more gold. They have more EXP. They want to fight Team Hawk.
3 levels ahead of Gary already. I mean, on a Fredrin against Inter-Lancelot matchup, you don't see this every day.
It's very suffocating, extremely suffocating in a matter of fact. Like, Gary has no space to actually get in onto these fights. He doesn't have the damage for it as well. And Justgar, he walks in and it's like, what are you going to do? 1v1 me? He's impossible to kill.
Definitely. Minor links of DanQT on the top side. They free up the bottom lane. Obviously, he's just continuing to open up the map for his team. I mean, also a perfect rocket because no one can stop you. Min, Flicker, Time Journey, using everything, but Ziv just follows up with his own.
Yeah, he's got too much gold on his hands right now, and he's really, really strong. Justgar, there was an angle where he could have appraised his wrath to one-shot Al there, but let's keep in mind, Al still has his Flicker.
Oh yeah. I would even go as far as to say that Odyssey just wants to get him killed. that wall had no reason to be there. You know? Let's just get that out of the way.
Let's just get that out of the way, you know. And Zeev's taking a bit of damage from the Bandit's Rage, but really not going to threaten him. Just look at how Bigatron Beta are escalating this, right? They are snowballing ahead. Ooh. Almost bad for Team Hawk.
Gary hits the wall and gets taunted back also. He's 4 levels behind behind Justgar. This is, oh boy, he's about to be 5 levels behind, but this fight Odyssey just finds Zai. The Flicker will not save him. Min now caught in a fast ball, locked out by the Nature's Barrier. That's 2 for Bigatron Beta.
Yep, and this is how Bigatron want to play it, right? Whoever has that lead, let's keep on pressing that lead. Unfortunately for Zyve, he didn't get enough of a lead compared to Just Nar, so again, just play with your outlets. Zyve will eventually start scaling enough into this game, and with the space being created by Just Gar, I mean, he's having the time of his life.
It is. Gary just gets trapped. This guy's a bounty on his head. He's a serial criminal for sure. I mean, Bigatron Beta are just tracking him down.
Oh, the farm is called. Altar tries to go for the save.
Doesn't get it. I mean, it actually worked out pretty okay. Not enough. And I mean, Diva still ends up going down.
Oh, Danny QT even flickered. Sorry, not Danny. Dan QT flickered for it to try and save Zyve. And unfortunately, without his flicker, he wasn't able to escape Lola coming in with the Earth Shatter. So gets the stun. Third hit of the Raging Splash. Ow.
The Diggy just does fall. Rashi and all DC, they will be fine. And this appraisal strike onto Gary. What the heck is happening? Oh, misses the taunt. Gary feels really lucky about that one. They do find a Rashi down bot. It's a 3-man effort. And also revives. And oh, there it is. I think it was a good move to cover all the carnage that was happening, but you know, came in a bit too late.
It came in a little late. The censorship came in a little too late there. I'm just looking at the movements coming in from Team Hawk right now. Like, how do you actually come back from this? Gary is in a position where he's basically useless in this game, right? Like, even if he tries to go on to the marksman, unless he's been building full damage this entire time, there's an opportunity, but still plenty of counterplay on Bigatron Beta's side.
Look at the goal advantage. 5k, solid 5k goal lead. They had to use the call altar just to make sure Lola doesn't get blown up.
Yeah, if he dies this early on, that means all the tier 2s are guaranteed to fall. Maybe this way, they're able to stagger the waves. That's what we're seeing right now. Gary walking up to the to the Lord and Power minions on that top side.
Prolific draw done by Ziv. Taking barrier, blocking Team Hawk out of the base temporarily. And just like that, 9 minutes in, that mid-tier 2 open up. Lord coming down through the bot lane. Also, the Bigatron Beta, they don't even need to worry about that too much, right? They're proxying the top wave. They're keeping the mid wave shoved in. Gary is trying his best for sure, but Team Hawk still has 2 different lanes to deal with.
Yeah, they can't afford to lose the inhibitor. They're willing to sacrifice bottom tier 2 just to make sure that everything is working out smoothly and they don't have to worry about a constant pushing lane.
And straight out the Lord, no problem. Team Hawk keeping the base safe as possible. As Gary, he's just gonna one-up and proxy the wave in front of that top inhibitor. But it did buy Team Hawk more than enough time. They have completely cleared out all 3 lanes.
Yeah, I think that's the most amount of gold Gary was able to get in this short period of time. He's barely been able to find his own jungle. Bigatron Beta has been making sure that they're starving him out. And honestly, it feels like it's almost personal with how much they target him.
I believe Gary is level 10, so 5 levels. Is it 5 levels below? Yeah, he's 5 levels below the Fredrin.
Well, what are you talking about? He's 14 levels behind the Fredrin.
Gary's level 1, guys.
Jesgar and Arashi, as well as Odyssey, just decided to take everybody's levels.
Yeah. Jesgar is so fat, he could one-shot Gary right now. Oh, there it is. Level 11. It's slowly showing out. They are regaining their level. Have you heard about the new hero? It can suck your level away.
It can take away your levels for a short period of time.
Have you heard of O King Allen? Demon Souls? Yeah, that's what he does.
Yeah.
Sucks your levels away. Gary gone on in a 1v1, funnel into Odysseys, has the puncture backwards, just double back, triple backing at this point. But yeah, they're just toying with it. What are you gonna do, Gary?
Yeah, Gary's going to buy as much time as possible here. He should technically... Oh no, he doesn't have that... didn't get the reset on the dash. It should be coming up real soon though, but there's no way to go. But look at topside. While he is buying time for his team, Team Hawk are able to take care of at least the tier 1 and salvage it.
That is the best that they could hope for. Stall out the game as much as possible. Still a 7k goal lead for Bigatron Beta. The second Lord has spawned and that Lord is gone.
Man, Team Hawk, there's no way they can go for a steal. Team fights have been particularly difficult here.
How do you win these fights? I mean, I know that there's a big goal deficit, but Team Hawk, how do they need to play the fights, the future fights?
I'm thinking about it because it feels like Bigatron Beta, they're not utilizing their spells whenever they feel like it, right? They're not falling into their natural animal instinct. They definitely wait for Team Hawk to kind of exploit Team Hawk for blowing their spells so early on, and then look for that counter engage, right? If they keep up this type of play style, it's telling Team Hawk, you need to make that first move, because even if we do nothing, we're still winning.
Echo loud.
It's like Biggotron Beta aim. It's like getting aimed at by a blowtorch, right? You feel a bit of the searing heat, you pull your hand back, and they just pounce on you.
Yeah.
Just poking you, like make you use your cooldown.
It's really tough here. The most ideal situation would be that Lola is able to get a stun on 2 of their primary targets, we get a kill onto Zyve, and then maybe Al is able to kind of shred Danny QT. It's tough call.
Lola got blocked out from the rest of the team, and he's gonna go down. The mid inhibitor barely standing, just in the red. So Team Hawk, they will hold on for a few seconds longer. Lola still needs 20 to be back. You see the consume from Odyssey as well. They're going in for the final kill if they can. See, getting the block also, Min tanking up that damage. Biggotron still has all of their abilities, all of their ultimates. Gary will try to buy space, clear the wave, doing a pretty decent job, all things considered. Biggotron Beta are still fairly healthy.
They are fairly healthy. I mean, Biggotron Beta are making this process as slow and painful as possible. Team Hawk, if they want to just keep on clearing these waves, they absolutely can, because Biggotron Beta, they know that they have the initiative. And now this could be it.
Well, right there, Jaskar straight to the back, just cutting through the front line. The cut ultra even used as well. Biggotron Beta being kept alive, stealing everything that Team Hawk has. And the Torn Apart memory to get rid of Gary. Team Hawk cannot get a single kill. Despite all of that, under the inhibitor.
Nope, they couldn't do it. They couldn't do it. The call altar was really good coming in from Biggotron Beta. They keep all their members alive, and they drag out this fight because they know that top and as well as the mid waves are pushing. They're able to secure inhibitors off of that.
Final slash, wild charge, Team Hawk in a blink of an eye. Completely crushed under the weight of Biggotron Beta. And this should be game 1. Lola will find a consolation prize, but the crystal is the grand trophy. Biggotron Beta in game number 1. Not able to end it just yet, but they're very close to Rashi. Oh, he's done with Zai. Gary, last man standing. Team Hawk continues to survive, but Biggotron Beta have put a big dent in that base. 10k goal lead.
Oh, that was a big Ghostbusters coming out of Min. Sorry, coming out of Zai here, but Gary should eventually fall, right?
Yep. And finally, Dan QT will end the game. Took a while longer. Team Hawk gave us some signs of life, but it's just not enough. And Biggotron Beta are just so much richer.
Yep, it's way too rich here. I think this was an extremely clean game for Biggotron Beta. They made very minimal mistakes overall.